What's up, YouTube? It's Heretic here. I'm back for another day and another deck, and blah blah etc. So we are looking at Alakazam today, and we looked at a pretty darn similar list of this originally. Since my playtesting has come along a little bit with some of these newer decks, we're looking at an updated list for Mega Alakazam. So we're going to go ahead and go over this here real quick. I still like to run the bats in here. I know some of you guys said you didn't really like it. I think it adds a lot to this deck and helps it be able to just explode all of a sudden out of nowhere. So we've got a 4-3 Alakazam line now. Regular Alakazam, I still wish this was called Spoon Bending, but his ability, when you play Mega Alakazam from your hand to evolve this guy, right just before it evolves, you get to place 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon and 3 on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So that's going to come into play here. We also get Suppression for a Psychic and Colorless, which places 3 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon that has any energy attached to it. Then we have Mega Alakazam, whose attack does 10 damage plus 30 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So all the damage that Alakazam-EX and our Golbat and Crobat lines are placing on our opponent's Pokemon now all of a sudden get multiplied as our Spoon Juggler decides to deal 30 more damage for every single one of them. So, basically, essentially quadrupling the amount of damage something has. So with 5 damage counters, any EX is going to go down and bite the dust, and with 6, any Mega will go down. Of course, exception Wailord. But with 6, Wailord would go down as well because of that extra 10. So, kind of nifty. We've also got, of course, like I said, we got a pyramid line of bats. We got 2 Wobbuffets, alternative attackers, similar attack, just less powerful. Also locks down abilities of non-psychic types. Of course, our bats and our Alakazam are psychic, so they don't get locked down by Wobbuffet. And then finally, we got 2 Shamans for some draw power. Now, our item line, we used to run a full 4 copies of both Super Scoop Up and De-Evolution Spray. I've since learned that is a bit overkill. So 3 Super Scoop Ups and 2 De-Evolution Sprays. Welcome back to Standard, by the way, to Devo Spray and to N, who we will see here in a moment. We've also got the standard 4 VS Seekers, 4 Ultra Ball, 3 Trainers Mails as well to help out, and 1 Super Rod to round out our items, of course with our 3 Spirit Links. They're not Gengar ones this time. And then we've got 4 Dimension Valleys to make our attacks for Alakazam and Wobbuffet cost only 1 Psychic, and our bats attack for free. We got 4 Sycamores, 3 Ns. Love that new artwork, by the way. That Zora was absolutely adorable. And then Lysander and an AZ, 4 Psychic Energy and 3 Mystery Energy round out the deck, because we notice Alakazam with 1 Retreat, or Mega Alakazam, sorry, regular one with 2 Retreat. Wobbuffet has 2 Retreat, Zubat has 1, everything else, Golbat, Crobat, they're free Retreat, so that leaves only Shaman. So overall, that's what we're looking at. We also got a lot of ways to go to the active with AZ and 3 Super Scoop Ups. So we're going to go ahead and take it for a test drive. Alright. So we're going into another game here. It looks like we're going against a Octillery Garchomp. Got the fighting type coin, got the fighting types in the deck, got the fighting type everything. Why can't they be weak to Psychic? On the plus side, I don't think we need to worry too much about Focus Sash with a deck like this. It's kind of a nice feeling to have, not gonna lie. Okay, so I think we're gonna lead with a Zubat here. I'm not exactly fanatical about getting my Alakazam beaten up right away when I don't have the Mega to play down. So we're going to lead with a couple of bats, and that's going to be it. We do have the Spirit Link, but we don't have the Mega Alakazam to really make the whole thing come to fruition. So he's going to go right ahead into that Focus Sash, and he's going to end away that Alakazam since we didn't play it down. But I find that I can let that go inside, and that's going to, our Mystery Energy is being a phantom right now. Looks like the ghosts are trying to hang out with the psychics. Technically, I guess these are poison types, so that actually gives us our trio. So there's the Mystery Energy. It's decided to show itself now. So we're going to play a Trainer's Mail here. What do we get? I got something else that just doesn't want to show itself. You want to show yourself? Apparently not. Alright, I'm not sure what was up with that, but whatever. We're just going to end. Sucks to end when he only has 3 in his hand, but what is going on? Okay, that one at least it showed me a little bit, so I could tell that it was a Zubat. Alright, so we got the stadium. And now it's just being silly again. But I'm not going to play it just yet. We're just going to sit here with 3 Zubats. Ugh, I have Lady Antebellum stuck in my head. Someone save me. So we see a Birch. He gets 7 cards. Gonna make it look like it's better than N. At least until he flips tails. That may or may not be this game. So we're going to see Octillery come out, and he's going to evolve into Gabite. And he's got 2 strong energies on that thing, so that can deal 20, 40, 60. But our resistance is going to keep us alive in this instance. We're going to get an Ultra Ball. So that's what I want to see. We're going to grab a couple things, and I'm just going to get the Spoon Bender now while I can. Could have easily made a case there to go for the Golbat. So we're going to Sycamore, get a fresh 7. There's our Golbat. Alrighty. We're going to evolve this one since he's already taken a hit. And let's get rid of that Focus Sash effect. I'm not a big fan of that. Now we're not going to bring up the Alakazam because it'll just get picked. So I think I'm content just retreating into another Zubat here, and I'd rather sacrifice one of those. So we'll go ahead and let it go for a round. Hopefully we don't get hit with a Lysander here. Ugh, I said let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You gonna tell me I'm frozen next? It's actually a pretty good Within Temptation song. Sorry, I'll stop. Maybe. Alright, so he's gonna Carino for a Garchomp. And a town map. Okay. So he's gonna flip over all his prizes for the whole world to see. And 2 Carbinks. Alrighty. I'm not a huge fan of those. So he's going to Prof Letter for 2 fighting energies. Attach one to one of his bench Gibbles. We're going to see a Turbo Assault here. Still going to knock us out. He could have done Bite Off if he really wanted to there. So we're going to bring up Golbat. Alrighty. So let's see. We're gonna get. Oh yeah, we're gonna get more than enough damage on there. Okay. Okay, so we already got a D-Valley in play. We can let one of those go. I'm okay with letting a VS Seeker go for now. And we're gonna. Oh, wait, do we have a? We don't have a. Oh yeah, we do have a Spirit Link. What am I thinking? I'm going a little cuckoo. Okay, so we're going to get the energy on there, we're going to get the Spirit Link on there, we're going to retreat into Alakazam. We're going to lay down our Mega Evolution. Our turn ends, but it doesn't end. Would you like to put 2 down? Yes, I would love to. Okay, so where's the 3? We're going to chase down the energy card here. And now we get Mega Alakazam. So that's going to be a free ticket knockout there. We're going to get a Sycamore back. Go ahead and lay that down. And so we're going to get... Oh, we got another Ghost in our hand. We're going to get another Zubat. We're going to put another Alakazam down. And we're going to go ahead and put the 3rd one down while we're at it, because we've got Ends in hand that we can use. And we're going to Zen Force here for more than enough damage. 130 to grant us a knockout and our first prize of the game. So now let's see if our opponent can come back with a big, heavy hitter. He's going to need a Rare Candy, a Garchomp. He needs the energy. But right now he's only at 160, so maybe a Fighting Stadium. And still some help. So we're going to get judged into 4 cards instead of 5. That was our opponent's prize card from last round. We get a Sycamore, though. We also get a Golbat, which is worthwhile here. So he attaches a Sash to the one on the bench. So I guess we know where our next Golbat's going to be targeting. So he searches a Gabite. Evolves the one on the bench. Now he's got 2 active on this, or 2 energy on this active one, but we're going to see an Abyssal Hand here for 4, see if he gets a Candy Garchomp play. So he lays down a Fighting Stadium. And if he has Candy Garchomp, he would have come oh so close to knocking us out. Instead he uses Never Enough, discards Bridget, and draws 2 cards. It's never enough. Alright, so now we've got a nice little option on our hands here. We can... Let's see, these things have 60 HP. Yeah, of course they do. Okay, so we can play a Super Scoop Up, grab our Alakazam right off the board, and we'll bring up the full art one. Okay, so we're going to attach Mystery Energy this time. We'll attach a Spirit Link, and we're going to Mega Evolve. And would you like to? I would love to. Yes. And let's see. We're gonna put 3 over here. Now we're gonna make. We can make this situation interesting here. We've got tons and tons of cards left in our deck. So let's go ahead. Evolve. Oh, let's see. This thing's got 80. You know what? I'm going to play a little game of chess with him and knock the damage over there. And then we're going to play a Sycamore. Alright, yeah. Now, we could have... Well, no, we would double target. Wouldn't have been enough. Alright, so we can evolve into another Golbat. Knock this one out. And now force him to give us whichever one he wants to die, which has got to be the Octillery. Instead, he's going to give us the Gabite. Okay. Oh, we don't have a stadium. That would explain a lot. Ugh. I think the blonde hair, the couple of blonde strands that are on my head might be showing through right about now. So we're going to go ahead and just use that Mystery Energy to free retreat into a Golbat. Probably should have evolved another Alakazam there. So we're going to see Level Ball, and then we're going to see Octillery. So he plays Lysander, brings our Mega Alakazam back out. We're going to see Turbo Assault for 60-80 damage. Okay. So he attaches another one to himself, but we're just going to KO him, so it doesn't really matter. There's our stadium. So we can go ahead and throw that down. An N. I don't feel like discarding 20,000 cards right now. Alright, so that's going to get us a Spirit Link. So Cool Beans. And we're going to Zen Force for the knockout. And that's going to be just enough. So we get a Super Scoop Up off that knockout. And our opponent brings up an Octillery. And so there's the forfeit, there's the game. Misplays and all, we still come through. And Alakazam getting its job done very handsomely. Taking advantage of Focus Sash and its ability to overcome it. So, we'll go ahead and run another one. Alright, and now I guess the question I've got to ask is, have we hit the dreaded Night March matchup? Alright, so, well, we didn't win the coin flip. But our opponent's choosing to go first, so maybe we're going up against Batman here instead. In any case, we've got a Wobbuffet to open things up, which isn't exactly cooperative with that Shaman that's in our hand, but we shouldn't need to play the Shaman given what we've got. We are going against a Batman here, it looks like, so we're going to see bats on both ends here. Lots and lots of bats. So we'll take the extra card for the mulligan. No, I still do not want to place my Shaman down. So he opens a Manectric and a Zubat. We open Wobbuffet. So he plays a Level Ball after putting a Lightning Energy down. Goes and grabs Golbat immediately. Don't Broken Time Space me, bro. Seriously. Don't do that. Alright, so he's going to Trainer's Mail for a Muscle Band. And lay down said Muscle Band onto Manectric. And it'll be our turn. Alrighty. So we've got a Trainer's Mail of our own. And maybe cards will stop being phantoms this game. I have my doubts, but you never know. So we're going to go ahead and toss those. We got the VS Seeker anyway. So we're going to get an Alakazam. Since we've got the Spirit Link, it seems like kind of a waste to throw it away. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And he can also have an energy. Go ahead and throw that on there, and we'll get our supporter back. So, fresh 7 cards, and we get a Zubat down now as well. Get a second Alakazam, I can't complain about that. So, we're not drawing too poorly right now. No attack just yet, but first turn you really don't get much of an attack. You might be able to launch Suppression or Psychic Assault once in a while, or I guess I did, what was it, Skill Dive? But that's kind of whatever. So we see Zubat evolve into Golbat, and I'm glad to see him target the Wobbuffet and not the Alakazam, because that means we're hopefully not getting Lysandered here. He Ultra Balls, discarding his other 2 cards, and grabs a Shaman. Now, mind you, okay, he didn't have a Lysander, but he doesn't have... He's going to have to take a couple of turns to knock us out here. He's going to deal 80, but that's not going to be enough. So we're going to get another Zubat. Go ahead and evolve one into a Golbat. Get 20 damage on his active, and I think I'd like to actually conserve my resources here a little bit. So we're going to AZ that same Golbat we just played down and put it down as a Zubat again. So we'll be able to play 2 more Golbats next turn before we Sycamore. And we'll also be able to draw off that Shaman if he knocks our Wobbuffet, which he will. So Overrun comes down. Now Alakazam takes 20. So we give up 1 prize card. It's been kind of a theme here. Some of these decks we've been playing giving up early prizes, but that's okay. So we're going to get one of these guys down. And let's see. We do 40, 120, 130. Okay, so we can actually start targeting this one down. That's fun to know. Kind of cool that we can do that. And we get to get 20 damage off the board. So we get the Spirit Link over to this one now. And we're going to get plenty of chances to try to draw into this Mega Alakazam here. And we don't need too many, it looks like, because there it is. And we're going to get a knockout here on the Manectric, which is cute. And so we're actually going to win the game here. So that's why hitting those 2 sneaky bites just such a huge deal, because Zen Force is going to come out and do enough damage to finish Manectric and win us the game. Wow. Alright, guys. Well, that is Alakazam, and Crash Bam Alakazam indeed. My goodness. This one is fun. I might have to do this again sometime. Any case, oh, our Mystery Energy appeared. So that's what we got for you guys right now, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Cheers.